Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the show today. This is Comic News Today for April 12th, 2021. Time is flying. It certainly is. And today we have some news. I might have to do an interlude during the show sometime and show some sexy girls in bikinis, but hey, you do what you have to do for the entertainment, Thundero. You do what you have to
I
do.
agree.
Yeah. Uh, but
Definitely.
but I hope you're all doing well today. We're going to get into some comic book news. I do have a few things that are non-comic book related in the beginning, but I got to talk about them. I got to talk about them. How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing peachy.
Oh, peachy. Yeah, we're getting these old phrases past couple of days, huh, Thunder?
It's good. We
Yes,
need more old thinking.
yes, the fiddly sticks. Yes, I like that one. Peachy keen, even. But all right, I'll go over here and hitting that like button, and I'm hitting that share button. And if you could subscribe if you haven't, we'd appreciate it. But YouTube, I think, has designated us via the algorithm, I would assume, to not be allowed over 1,000 because it's okay. It's all right. We're one of those shadowy, lingery types. But I'd say one thing that has helped us a little bit is I have not monetized this channel at all. So I think that gives the less scrutiny a little bit.
It does help, it seems,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, I don't need the money, so well, I mean, there is no money anyway. But I'm just saying I don't need the money. It's not unnecessary. So let me come over here, and I'm doing those things, and I'm moving my chat block over so I can see what the folks are talking about. And we got Roger Heller in here, Lady Celtic Moon. Hello, guys, nice to see you. Please definitely do share it out for us. And let me come back over to this side, and we'll start getting into it. But yeah, no, I had a pretty busy day yesterday. I had a whole bunch of classes and lots of, teachery type of things to do, and of course, jumping up to the university and things like that. So, whew, I'm tired. The funny thing is, I told you this weekend I went sailing, right? And it was
You
all
did.
right. It wasn't like the most intense day, but we had a couple good runs. But the funny thing was, I felt fine yesterday, but now I woke up this morning and I'm just sore as hell everywhere. What happened? Delayed soreness. I don't understand it, Eric. Explain it to me.
I have always been like that. It's always a day or 2 days later after I've done some strenuous activity, my muscles ache.
Well, it's usually for me the day after. This is a couple of days after, but my legs are burning like hell, dude. I gotta
Oh,
go.
is that because of the sea legs? They had to use the muscles a little more often.
Oh no, you're just kind of leaning on the boat when you're heeling over, and you're just using you use your legs a lot when you're sailing, pulling ropes
Oh,
and
well, I
and
thought you would have had like a butler coming by and doing all that stuff for you.
oh no, he had the day off.
Oh,
Yeah,
poor Jeeves.
yeah, Jeeves. But no, there's a lot of leg work in sailing, and I think this is why you can get a lot of women in competitive sailing. You even get mixed teams. It's one of those sports that you can actually do a mixed team thing because there's a lot of leg
Hmm.
work in it, and women are for lower body they do pretty well, right? Of course, if you have a male versus female team, I mean, the men are going to win, but it is one of those things that's closer, and you can have those mixed teams pretty easily in sailing. But yeah, no, we just you because when you want to go faster in sailing, you tip the try to get that balance between the mainsail and oh, I was using a Genoa, but when you have that gap between the sails is really what's creating your lift, like on an airplane. And the tighter and smoother you can get that, and you get your telltales, the little strings that kind of hang on the back of the sail when they're going back perfectly with the wind. It's a telltale. It lets you know. You get that thing as tight as possible. It heels that boat over, and basically which kind of tips the boat to one side, of course the windward side and of course, if you go too far, you'll tip the boat over. But you're trying to keep it right on that knife's edge, where the boat is going as fast as it possibly can. And you're kind of, you're up high on the boat. You're pulling with your legs, and you got your rope, and you're adjusting it. I mean, it's sailing. I'd say it should just you all go try it.
So, were you listening to some Beach Boys while you're doing that? Maybe the Sloop John B.
Oh God, no, no, it's way too loud. You can't hear anything. I suppose the headphones, but I'd never do that. No, the wind is one of the thing about a sailboat. I mean, the fastest speeds we probably had was maybe 15, 16 knots, I'd say, which is what, 26 miles an hour. So it's slow, but on the water in the boat, it feels like 1,000 miles an hour, and the wind
Oh,
is
wow.
ripping, and the rigging is just chanting on you. It's a very loud experience, actually. I love it.
Sounds cool.
It is cool. But I'm sore. I'll whine to my wife and I'll get a massage or something. It'll be good. But anyway, that
She
was
gonna wear you out? She gonna be rough on you?
she can be. These women. But anyway, that's my experience. Did you guys do anything yesterday? It was fun.
Fun? No, I got a garden. That's about it.
Oh, the garden's great, man. Skinny wants to know who's the old fart in the top right. Oh, that's Eric.
That's me.
Yeah.
Is that Skinny?
It is Skinny.
Skinny knows who I am.
Yeah, of course he does. He's picking on you. Picking on you. How about you, Thunder? You got something to say before we get going?
Nothing. I got no words.
All right. Well, I'll get into it then. But that was fun talking about sailing. I should do a show on sailing, or maybe not. You guys would just yell at me, I'm sure.
Oh, actually, I found a channel, and I think it's secretly you. It's
Uh-huh.
called Weird History.
Ooh.
That's all I do. It's like a 10, 15-minute video clips of just strange things in history you might not have known. I've
Never
been
heard.
watching the hell out of it lately. Yeah,
Never
I mean, they
heard of
got
it.
like
Yeah.
almost 300,000 viewers.
Oh no, I would have no idea about that. That's
I think it's you. I think it's
completely
you.
alien thing. Yeah,
It's you.
Does it sound like me?
It sounds exactly like you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me share my screen. Alrighty, so here we go. Oh yeah, I'm going to start out today with a couple of things that are completely unrelated to comic books, and you guys can yell at me all you want. I don't care. I'm doing it anyway. And I'm going to start out with something from Thundero, actually, oddly enough.
Ooh.
And it's a little video he put up on the Discord. You guys might have watched it. I'm going to show it live. I'm going to play it live, and hopefully we won't get buzzed. We probably will. But I think this is fair dinkum. I got to use that word again. This is the solution to tyranny. And whose website is this? Let me just check real quick. It's Mr. Thundero's. Can I use your product, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's I stole it from somebody else fair and square, so yes.
All right, perfect. But this is kind of interesting, and we need more of this shit. We need a lot more of this shit.
Yes.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, basically what you have is a lady here and her backup husband, and they're complaining about something. I don't know what it is, but something. What are they complaining about?
From what I gather, they're health officials of some kind,
Uh-huh.
and they're trying to basically harass this business owner. And the other patrons in the restaurant will not tolerate it. And this gentleman here with the beard stands up to him
Uh-huh.
and refuses to back down, and eventually everybody in there agrees with him.
Yeah,
And they demand they leave.
and we're going to show that. But I think it's important to show that there was these people or someone like them from the government was harassing this, and they went to court and they got an actual injunction, and the injunction has
Yes.
been put on the window here, which means that they shouldn't be here anyway. This has already been
Correct.
dealt with in the court, and it's been displayed quite clearly on the door, which they don't even have to do that. But why not? So there's already an injunction, and this guy mentions it, and he suggests that they read it thoroughly. But they don't give a shit. They don't care, right? So this has
course
already
not.
been dealt with. There's no need for them to be here at all.
No, but see, you can't prey on
Correct.
people, okay? I'm not
And
one of those
these
people, so listen
this
now,
gentleman
listen
here,
to me.
who's the camera is over his shoulder,
Yeah.
and everybody else around him eventually
I'll phone the police. I'll phone the police.
turns on them, not violently,
Oh,
but
no.
Trespassing.
aggressively, and gets them to leave.
Well,
My favorite part of this whole video, you'll get to it at the end, there's an old man who's trying to come in, it looks like, and he's very confused, and it's just
Yeah.
funny to me.
Yeah. Well, the nonviolent thing is very important. I understand there's a time for violence, and there is, and some people would disagree with that statement, but there is a time for violence. But in general, let's be as nonviolent as possible. Just sternly opposing whatever it is we disagree with. Don't get like the left. They get to do it freely, which is why they do it, right? But these people are being told to get out. There's an injunction. They're saying they call the police, which they would have a right to do in that case, because
Yes.
technically this would be trespassing. And they keep telling us that if you're a business owner, you have a right to keep people out of your property for trespassing. The police do it all the time, especially like Walmart and stuff. I understand Walmart and those kind of places, they can be real dickish, right?
Mhm.
When it comes to things like that. So they're completely in their right here. There is no wrong by this crowd. Eventually they get their way.
And that's good. We need more of this all over America and all over the world. Enough is enough. It's enough. It's time. Find your balls and stand up to these people. Get them out. Stop putting up with it. Stop rolling your eyes at it. It's been a year of this crap. How much more are you going to take?
I think what they're doing is saying that they shouldn't be open because of COVID, and they have gotten a release because they're a diner, so they're essential. Right?
Yes.
Okay, Karen. Okay, Karen. What's the male version of Karen? Jen? Yeah, we'll go.
Sure. We used to have a word that starts with an F that we would just use, but that's
Fucker?
a slur now. Well, that works too. We can go back to that one. Yeah.
Look at the old dude. Yeah, the old dude's like, what the fuck, man?
That's my favorite part is the old guy outside. He's like, what?
Yeah,
What's going on?
yeah. Now, I understand that has nothing at all to do with comic books, but in a way it does, because those are heroes, right? Hey, that's my people saying. What? How dare you? Oh, the fair dinkum? I like that one. That's like the only thing I like about Australia. Sorry. But I always liked the fair dinkum. I got it from Crocodile Dundee. Or did I get it from Irwin, the idiot that kept attempting fate and they got killed by fate? That guy. Steve? Yeah. I think I got it from him. Well, I mean, right?
Yeah, he did.
I mean,
Actually, he as much as I love the man, he got killed by his own stupidity because he ripped out the barb and killed himself. Had he left it in, he probably would have survived.
Yeah, but it's just, you keep poking the bear.
Eventually, you're going to get got.
Yeah, you got to get got. I mean, it is what it is. Even the kid is telling him to get the fuck out. Yeah, no, right. Because she's just going along. It's a kid, right? But we need a lot more of that. No violence. Don't go beating on people, but just a unified front to this nonsense. And there's certain areas that it just isn't going to work. California, New York City, there's certain places well, that's not even fair. There's plenty of places in California that are normal. It's mainly in the cities, which are absolute shitholes. But in general, we need to take back our dignity. Can I use that word? Is that allowed in 2021?
Yes.
Yes. And yeah, that's that. So I just wanted to show it. Thundera put it up, and I was like, hell yeah! All right, here we go.
My thing that I've said in the Discord was never take the black pill, guys, ever.
I don't know.
Don't let them.
I don't take
the black
pills,
pill is despair.
Thundera.
It's hopelessness.
Is it?
It's giving up. It's saying there's nothing we can do. It's all over. They've won. Blah 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 blah. And what that is you're being a pussy.
Oh yeah.
That's all you're doing.
Definitely.
Stop it.
Yes.
Never do that. Never fall in. I mean, everybody gets in this, especially with what's been going on and all the election stuff and all that. Everybody did get a little bit of the black pill, whether they want to admit it or not.
It was a bit saddening, yeah. But do keep in mind that pussy comes in two flavors, good and bad.
Yes. And the point is past inaction or past failure should never be the excuse for future inaction. Ever. All you're doing is being a coward. You're using your past to define your future instead of learning from your past to define your future. A coward does that. A coward leans on the fact that, I screwed up back here. I didn't do what I should have done, so I won't try this time.
Yeah,
no, that's not. That's cowardly.
Yeah, you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you try again. I mean, that's
we screwed up. Normal. I screwed up. I was wrong. I let the fear mongering get to me about COVID. And I was like, let's do the lockdowns for a little while, see what happens. Because we didn't have the data yet. Well, we got the data now. There's no reason to do a lockdown. There's no reason for the masking, none of it. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't stop it.
Dude, it was a big giant con, is what it was. And Skinny's got the word of the day here. Individually, we are weak, like a single twig, but as a bundle, we form a mighty faggot. That is true, sir. That is true. That is true. It is weird. How did that happen anyway? How did literally a bundled set of sticks used for fire lighting and stuff like that turn into a term for the homosexual leaning peoples? I don't understand.
Sticks against sticks bundled together, touching, rubbing.
According to what I've been told,
I like touching and rubbing.
I've never seen this in all the history I've studied. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just never saw it. That's how they used to execute gay people, was a bundle of sticks and they light it on fire. And that's
when they do the witch burning, they do the same thing. Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah, that makes sense. Then that's awful. Then that's awful. We should never use that term. Then that's awful.
I've never found an actual historical example of it, though.
Well,
I've found urban legend of it, but I've never found we executed this man for homo, because people keep records. Right? Like they do. That's what people do. It's one thing across all civilizations that matter. They all keep records, especially of executions.
Well,
if they think they're right, they're going to write it down for posterity's sake. They're not going to hide it. I think there'd be a lot of it. It'd be easy to find, but I've never found it.
I can help affirm that a little bit if you'd like.
Sure.
A lot of people misunderstand that coming into the 15th, 16th century and stuff was actually called the Age of Wood because they had discovered the New World and they were bringing it over in absolute megatons. But because they said that in the beginning when they first went, a squirrel could run from the East Coast to the Mississippi River and never touch the ground, right? That was an old saying. Anyway, historical point. But actually, wood was a very controlled substance in Europe, and particularly Britain. Most of it was owned by the landlord, the baron, or the owner of the villa, right? And you weren't allowed to just go chop wood and stuff so directly. So what they did was they were allowed to take branching that had fallen or branching from cut down logs, officially cut down stuff, and they would form them into those bundles, and that was the standard way to heat your home. This image of the big log on the fire is not actually accurate. The average peasant wasn't allowed to take wood so directly like that. In many situations. So seeing as that was the norm, if you're going to start a fire to burn someone at the stake, which happened for many crimes, by the way, because the Catholics said that cleansing the body with fire will allow them to go to heaven. That's what they did it for, supposedly. I think they were just sadistic bastards. But nevertheless, if a bonfire were to be built, it would have been built in the common way, so therefore it would be built with a bunch of faggots. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's not real. It probably is. I've just never found a documented case like the smallpox blankets, right? Like we've all been told that was something we did to the Indians. There's only one or two cases where it might have happened, maybe
accidentally. They didn't have germ theory at that time, dude. It didn't happen at all. It didn't happen. Eric loves my historical interludes.
I do. Did you know during the Salem witch trials they never actually burned anyone?
Didn't know there was hanging that went on.
Yeah, everybody. A lot of people assume they were burned because they were witches, but I learned from weird history that that did not happen. They were hung, and the one guy was crushed to death.
Yeah, which is better.
Yeah. Ooh,
yeah. But Skinny says, I took the black pill and suddenly craved grape Kool-Aid. Ooh, and felt an urge to buy $3,000 rims for my car worth only $500. Is that some kind of slap at me, Skinny, because I own a Civic Type R? Is that a slap at me?
I'm gonna say this: I love grape Kool-Aid. Grape Kool-Aid's the shit, and don't anybody speak bad about it because it's good.
Great drink.
My. But all right. It's also used as a term for cigarette butts in the UK. Yeah, it's their word. All of these people, Charlene Ye, I'm going to get to that in a minute, Jiminy. Franco says are weird as fuck. You can't trust anything any of them say. It's true. Let me continue. Hellrod says that peasants used bundles of grass for heat and light. Yes, they did. That's what I mean. They couldn't just go. We have the Hollywood and BBC or whatever. They always show you with the peasant with the logs on the fire. It's a background thing. You might not pay attention to it, but it's not actually accurate. Wood was a highly controlled substance, just like hunting and things like that. So the peasants did not have access to those things. They and if they unless they were way out in the countryside or Scotland or something like that. They talk about all kinds of unnecessary shit. The secret origin of the world is total bullshit. Yeah, no, I like my version better, but whatever. Is the Scarecrow a walking faggot? I do believe so, Alan.
Hey, no, no, he is not.
Hellrod says, type R owners are mouth breathers. Hellrod! I love you, brother. What are you doing to me? I love you.
I've never understood why the term mouth breather became an insult. There must be some secret history there I don't know, because what's wrong with breathing out of your mouth?
You're not supposed to show yourself breathing out of the mouth. It makes you look a little less.
Well, then just don't leave your lips just open just a little bit and breathe. It's not
better than licking the windows.
It's not rocket. That's true.
It's probably an unfair comparison, but your mother usually tells you to shut your mouth. But there are other things too, like if you're British or Australian, you sound like an idiot. It's not their fault. Especially the women. Oof, god damn, talk about unattractive. I kind of get the appeal, like the Southern man. They're just as smart as anyone else, but the Southern drawl makes you seem a little slow. But I understand women's appeal to that, but a English woman, my god, dude, talk about unattractive.
There's very few English accents on females, especially.
She's hoity and toity.
Especially that what's it called? The North London accent.
Oh my god, the Cockney one, yeah.
Cockney, yeah. Oh my god,
it's really horrible. This story's been up for a while. We haven't talked about it. We're having fun though. We're having fun, especially talking about faggots, the bundles of stick type. And this was going to definitely get knocked down by YouTube, dude, without question.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this one's gone. Enjoy it.
Well, you can't say faggot so many times.
It is true. As a child, if you have your mouth open all the time, you end up with a recessed chin. That's not actually true, but we'll go with it, Amran. Let's do this story, damn it. Go ahead.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now. I'm not even looking at the thing, so I'm going to stall for a second. Wait for it to load. It's coming.
There it is.
And there it is.
Now, okay. Yep.
Actress Charlene Ye, that's a name, accuses Seth Rogen of enabling James Franco preying on children. Wouldn't that be James Franco's preying on children?
James Franco's preying on children, or enabling James Franco to prey. But it's okay. It's English. Grammar is unnecessary these days. The English can't speak proper American. It's true. It is true, Hellrod. It is a fair statement. But this has nothing to do with comics, but I put it up here because I've never heard this rumor before. Have you guys heard anything about Franco being a pedo?
No, it doesn't surprise me. But
no, they're Hollywood people, But this is the girl. You've seen her in a bunch of stuff, and she's always accusing people of something or another, racism or this. She's a full-on woke tard, whatever. So there's probably no truth to it. But she just goes on and on, dude.
I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. It must suck to be in the classification of a person that is the most attractive on the planet by a wide margin, Asian women, and be ugly.
Yeah,
that must be terrible. I understand why you go woke, because otherwise you'd end up, on a suicide statistic. That's just gotta just mold your worldview so darkly. It has to be something that I can't even comprehend.
Yeah, well, it made her money though. And the funny thing is, this picture right here is taken. This mug right here. I can't remember this name. This late night guy. He's a British guy. He's funny as hell. He's always flirting with the ladies. What's his name?
Ferguson? Craig Ferguson.
Craig
That his name?
Ferguson. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe that's right. But he's actually very funny. And
he is.
probably the best Anthony Hopkins interview I've ever seen was with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also, if you ever, gentlemen out there, if you need a lady, watch this man with ladies.
Oh yeah.
He will teach you how to get ladies.
Yes,
Just watch him.
Yes, he's smooth. But I get your point. But her looks have made her money. So, but anyway, to go on with this article here, she's been in a bunch of stuff, and she was on the Disaster Artist, I guess, which I didn't watch. Bullet, be nice. I guess she. There was a rumor going around Franco, but instead of it being a rumor, she said that I cried and told them that was the exact opposite, because they said, just let it go and let's get this movie done. And she says the exact opposite of what I wanted, and I didn't feel safe working with a effing sexual predator. She continued, well, a rumor of something is not a state of something. And of course, she doesn't understand this. But she's accused other people. This isn't her first time at this on this rodeo, and she's just making a whole bunch of noise. I didn't put it up here for her in particular or her insanity. There's a lot of information here if you'd like to go read this. Franco and his people have claimed this is a lie straight up. So I don't really care about that. What I care about is I have never, ever heard even the slightest rumor about Franco in this way. Plenty of all Hollywood people, but not Franco. And he doesn't come off that way. And
he's just a stoner.
Yeah, he's just a stoner. And she's coming out on Seth Rogen as well, as because he worked with him, that he's somehow enabling him, just like they're trying to cancel Sylvester Stallone now because he dared to play golf at Mar-a-Lago. But we're idiots. But I just never heard anything like this before. So I put it up because I was like, wow. I understand Hollywood and the trouble with it, but it struck me as odd. It's just not the vibe I get from him.
I mean, with Hollywood, anything's possible, but I don't think so either. Him and Rogan are weird, really weird degenerates, but I don't think they're predators. I just think they're degenerates. Like, they have a degenerate sense of humor. That's what I think. But they could be. You never know with Hollywood. You just don't know with Hollywood. But I will say this, that someone like her who makes accusations of a similar vein often, I wouldn't be surprised if she's the predator.
Oh, more than likely, she's probably the one doing nasty things. And Skinny's continuing on with his nose-mouth conversation. And fair enough, you're right there. Definitely don't want to breathe the poop through the mouth. Nose is much better. And the type of Mike Franco has been praying for 6 kids. I would see that. I'd actually believe that more, because he seems like that type of dude. It's like Matthew McConaughey. I mean, if someone made some accusation about Matthew McConaughey, other than just having women's literally dripping on him, trying to get at him, I wouldn't believe it. It's just not the vibe the dude gives at all, right?
He's talking about running for office now.
Matthew.
Yeah.
That would be a terrible mistake, Matthew.
All right.
I mean, his heart's in the right place from what I understand. He seems like a genuine dude who wants to try and heal the divide in our country. Genuinely, if you watch some of his stuff, that's what he's about. But it can't be done, buddy. And if you go even one step out of line, they're going to destroy you and everything you've ever done.
Yeah, no, and I think that's a hilarious thought, but I don't mind Matthew actually. But the thing with no, I agree with you, Skinny, because here's the thing: making James Franco doesn't give you that vibe at all. Seth Rogen, however, most certainly does. That dude is creepy.
Is that because he's pudgy?
No, he's just something creepy about him. When you listen to him talk, dude, he looks like he's calculating something.
Yeah, he's got that weird gaze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gad really exposed Rogan for being a Hollywood moron. How do we get on Rogan? Okay.
Does he mean Seth Rogen or Joe Rogan?
Seth Rogen, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah. So of course, yeah. When Joe Rogan's completely
As you can
different
see
conversation.
here, though, this is another case of the left eating themselves. They turn on
is.
themselves all the
It
time.
is.
Yeah.
He is absolutely a liberal.
Oh,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not saying I'm the hugest fan of James Franco. Matter of fact, I can't think of a movie I
No,
liked
no.
him in. That's not the point. He
You
just
know
doesn't
what?
give that vibe, dude.
I do believe he would have been a better Peter Parker than Tobey Maguire because he looked like Peter Parker from the comics when they did that
Yeah,
movie.
but Toby's a much better actor, dude.
True, but he had the looks. See,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
turned it to comics.
I'll tell you
Thank you, Eric.
what movie of his I actually did enjoy, and it's probably just because it was the movie that they tried to ban everywhere, which was The Interview. I think that's fine.
Oh.
It's not great, but I didn't hate it. I liked I liked him in that movie. I thought he was fine.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with James at all. I just don't find him to be a very good actor. But you guys know I'm pretty picky. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a problem with James at all. He's a liberal, that's fine, but he's not one of, as far as I understand, he's not one of those "I'm going to murder your children" liberals. He's just a Hollywood libtard, an idiot.
Mm.
If you listen to him talk, he goes on about how intelligent he is and how many languages he speaks and how many things he studies, and the whole time you're like, yeah.
No, he's not a jihadi. He's just the person who will hide the jihadi in his house.
That's true. That I would agree. But I just put it up because I was like, huh? Weird. And my last bit of non-comic book news, I don't care because we were talking about just the other day, and boom. That was your cue.
Live
Thank you.
action. I was adjusting my chair. Live action Gundam film lands director. Will stream on Netflix. Wait, the director's name is Will Stream? That's amazing.
That is awesome. But we were talking about Gundam just the other day, and
We drew Gundam the other day.
we did, yeah. It's something that is not as familiar to Westerners as I think it should be, because it wasn't released properly in the West until later. And it fit right in a kind of a niche. People know about it, but it's not as widespread and popular as I think it deserves. It's a pretty clever little concept, actually. So
Good.
I'm all for it, dude. I just hope they don't screw it up. Netflix and all.
Well, come on, Chester. I think it's better to just assume they will.
Yeah.
That way, if they don't, you get to be surprised.
Yeah, that's true. You do get occasional good thing on Netflix. I mean, there's a lot of crap on there as well, but occasionally.
I need you to scroll back up real quick for me, though. And I forgot this all the way to the top, actually. I forgot this was in existence. The Metal Gear Solid movie.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
What?
Why? Can anyone? Why?
Well,
That's a terrible idea.
Well, yeah. But
I like this director. At least I like Kong Skull Island. I don't know if I've ever seen anything else he's done. I like Kong Skull Island though. I thought it was fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
So hopefully the Gundam movie will focus more on just being fun and not try and be some deep piece or something. Because he's good at that. He can make a fun movie.
Yeah.
Now, Metal Gear Solid though shouldn't be a fun movie.
Well, no, but here's the thing, though. If you look at the Metal Gear Solid concept, the Metal Gear are these like robotic monster machine things, right? When you're playing Metal Gear, a lot of what you're doing, if you don't know Metal Gear, you would think it's just some kind of military spy game, and it is that. But the Metal Gear itself, it would be cool on screen, I think. And if they tell the story of them just going to fight or encounter a Metal Gear itself. It might be fun, right?
But isn't the popularity of Metal Gear like 10 years old now? And
yeah, it's way old. Yeah,
still
way older than 10 years. Jeez, it's got to be like 15 years.
Yeah, but you guys will get what I mean. If he focused on that only, a simple little story, it could be a fun movie, dude. But I hope this is good. The problem with Gundam is it's not simple. It's a highly political story. The politics is important to the story. It's kind of like Game of Thrones in space with mecha, really, is what's going on with it. I don't know. I'll certainly check it out. I just really worried about who's making it, and Netflix in particular. Mobile nuclear weapons platform. Yeah, but you know what I mean. The Metal Gear itself is always some kind of freaky robot boss monster, right? I just think if they focused on a simple little mission where they're going to end up fighting a Metal Gear, keep it real super simple, you could have fun with it. Anyway, let's move on. Comic books. Go ahead.
Supergirl cast shares their frustration on social media after Arkansas bans gender-affirming healthcare to transgender youth. That is woo, that's some spin, boy.
Yeah,
that is Spin Cycle City.
It is spin. Now, I put this. It's Supergirl, so therefore comic related. Don't you come at me. All right, but here's the thing. These people are protesting this. Let's see what they're protesting. Let's have an understanding here. Arizona or Arkansas, as every state in America should do, is people under the age of 13 get gender affirming treatment, which includes puberty blockers, hormone treatments, and sexual reassignment surgery.
Mutilation.
Right. For people under the age of 18. That's like a no-brainer. Of course that should be law. Of course that should
In fact, that doesn't go far enough. It should be anybody under the age of 25. The human brain doesn't fully develop until you're 25 years old. But there's no reason we should allow people to mutilate their bodies because they think something before they're 25 years old.
I get your point, but the 18 thing is kind of our legal age.
And it shouldn't be. The legal age for everything should be 25.
It should be.
Everything.
I think it should be 30, actually. But anyway, I get your point. But at a minimum for the conversation, of course, I don't even know why it has to be made a law, but I'm glad Arkansas cleared it up. But anyway, so that's obviously you shouldn't do that. Obviously, you shouldn't do that. They're children. In no way should you be doing this kind of thing. In no way. You're going to say that that's legal, but it's illegal to get a tattoo or even an ear piercing in certain places. But this is okay. Of course, it isn't okay. But here's the thing: you idiots over here on this Supergirl cast are fighting mad over the fact that Arkansas is protecting children. Can you hear yourselves? Can you hear yourselves, you morons? I mean, I can't even believe this is a thing. It's so stupid, dude.
Yeah, it is. It's the reality is these people are agents of evil, and they don't even know it. Because a child being allowed they're not being allowed, they're being made to mutilate their body to appease a parent and to appease a doctor is just, there's no other word for it than evil. That's evil. Especially considering over 80% of them, by the time they're 21 years old, regret it and try to get it reversed.
Yeah.
It's pure evil what they're doing to these. It's just evil. There's no other word. We don't need to sugarcoat it. Call it what it is. It's evil.
Yeah, it's really kind of screwed up. Why would you do that to a child? I mean, I have a trouble with the psychological aspect of it, where mothers telling their sons they're little girls. No, he believes it. No, he doesn't, baby. He's going to do whatever you think because you're mommy, and he wants to appease mommy.
Yeah.
Yes. Jesus. He wants mommy to be happy and love him. That's all he wants.
Yeah.
Whether or not he puts on a dress because he's playing dress up doesn't mean he thinks his penis should be a vagina.
No.
Okay? It just means he likes dresses because he sees mommy wear a dress and he thinks it's funny for a boy to put on a dress. It's not weird. It's not some mental problem or, gender dysphoria or he was born in the wrong body. No, you fucking psychopath. He's just a kid expressing himself and having an imagination. Calm down, you lunatics.
Yeah. And really, another thing we can see is there's clearly no father around in that kind of situation, or at least their actual father. Because what a dad would do would go and tear the dress off of the kid, make him come over and throw it in the fire, and then tell him why he shouldn't do that. Right?
Yes.
Anyway, moving on. I just can't. These people are literally protesting in frustration over the non-mangling of children. You people. Oh my God, dude. Anyway, moving on.
Marvel's upcoming Heroes Reborn #1 has more covers than we have orders, reports one of Ireland's most popular comic book shops.
Yeah. Now, we've talked about this before, Eric, and I want your opinion on it here. But let me just kind of round it up real quick. One of the big things that the brick and mortars have been complaining about for I don't know what 12 years or more is the fact that Marvel, DC, Image, and the other companies and such, they keep putting on all these covers, and the later covers are much prettier than the first one. They do it intentionally, and but in order to get the cover 3 or 4 or 5, they have to order a certain number of books, and this is putting them out of business. It's killing them, and they've been complaining for a long time, very vocally about it. Now, the thing that is ironic to me is the fact that keep in mind that Marvel and DC and these other big companies, they don't sell comics to you. They don't. They're not in the business of selling comics to you. What they're in the business of doing is selling comics to the brick and mortar, you see. And then the brick and mortar can go to hell and figure it out, is basically the way they do it, right? So don't misunderstand that. They don't sell any comic at all to you. They're selling it to the brick and mortar. That's how they make their business. So seeing as this is true, you would think the bean counters might step up over there and say, hey, maybe we should make the brick and mortars happy and successful because that's our actual business model. But they don't. And of course, we've literally seen thousands of brick and mortars close down, literally thousands. And they put themselves in the position they are because they're idiots and they're run by idiots. And this is a continued thing. Here we have a situation in Ireland, which is the most popular comic book shop in Ireland. And I know that comics are quite popular in Ireland to the fact that there's more covers than they'll actually order for that book because of demand. Now, therefore, Eric, when are they going to learn, brother?
They're not going to learn. You have to order, like you said, you have to order so many of a comic to get the variants, and then there are a few people going to want the variants, just a few. So the comic shop's going to order a few more just to get that, and they're going to be stuck with all this inventory they can't give back anymore. They used to be able to return unsold comics. I like to go into a comic shop and I look for the blank sketch covers where I can draw on myself. Last few times I've gone to one and asked about them, they don't get as many as they used to from Marvel and DC. Because they had to order so many,
that's right,
and they couldn't return their unsold
that's right,
books. Yeah. So I pick up independent ones now because I can barely find the Marvel and DC ones. But I don't think they're. Unfortunately, there's a small group of people out there that want all the variants, and I don't know about you guys, but the shops by me, some of the variants they mark up the day they come in, like double, triple the price.
Well, I mean, they got to make money somehow, and I don't have a problem with people who like that. It's causing a greater trouble overall. And Skinny, you're 100% right.
It is.
Variants aren't the problem; it's the amount they do. That's right. It's the number of variants. That's right.
Deadpool's coming up, the 30th anniversary. There's 30 variant covers.
Yeah. And most comic book stores are not going to carry 30 versions of that. But in reality, they'd have to order like 200 to get all 30 anyway, or more.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So it's a problem, and like I said, it's a problem that the brick and mortar have been directly complaining about for a very long time. I mean, vocally complaining about it to the point of anger. Right. And it's just strange to me because clearly they coming in the 90s particularly, they made that their business model. That they're not selling to us, they're selling to the brick and mortar. Now, I understand with the internet now and digital copies, things have changed a little bit, but that wasn't the initial plan because it didn't exist, right? And if that's your model, then your main job as a business is to not only keep the brick and mortar happy, but it's to make them affluent. Because the more successful they are, the more money you make, right? It's freaking business 101, dude. I don't understand. But oh my God, dude. Anyway.
Well, you know what? When the sales numbers are reported, it's what is sold to the comic shops, not what consumers buy.
That's right.
So maybe you have to order so many, it makes their numbers look better, but they're not selling more.
Yeah, but you're screwing your actual
Screwing the people. Yeah.
your actual money vein. You're killing your income source. It's just dumb. It's so dumb, and I don't
It's been a
understand
dumb
why.
industry for a few years now.
All right, whatever. It irritates me because it's the simplest type of business understanding. But it
Yeah.
continues, and you get them, Ireland's most popular comic book shop. You get them. All right, moving on.
Most
Oh,
popular or only one?
no. Ireland actually does like comic books. They
Right.
are popular over there. Yeah. This is great news. Go ahead.
Legendary creator, not even going to try it. Matsumoto returns for a brand new Captain Harlock series.
Yeah, this isn't written correctly. It should be an R, and his name is Reiji. Matsumoto Reiji. It's not spelled correctly in this title. Returns for a brand new Captain Harlock series. That's right. Now, I enjoyed Captain Harlock when I was a kid so much that I actually got and read manga in my 20s. And it's like one of the only manga I ever read before I came to Japan. So that's quite a unique thing for me. I liked Captain Harlock. You know, when you and I were kids, Eric, Captain Harlock kind of came on around the Yamato stuff. You remember?
I do not remember this. No.
Yeah, well, because they only had a couple of seasons of Yamato, and then they, because it is kind of somewhat connected, then they threw on the Captain Harlock after that, like the third or fourth year or something like that, with because it was joined up with Force 5, right? But I really enjoyed Captain Harlock. It's basically space pirates in space. How's that? Is that good? I think
Oh,
it's
like Ice Pirates?
yeah, like that one. And I really enjoyed the series. They came out with a fun CG animation not so many years ago, a decade or so. But I enjoyed that, so I'm looking forward to a new Captain Harlock, and I would even be it would even be cool if it ended up being turned into. Oh, it is a series. I thought it was no, it is comic. Yeah, it is comic. I thought it was comic. I'd love to see it turned into a anime if it's successful enough. I think that'd be fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I like Captain Harlock. How about you, Thunder? You ever heard of him?
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah. Galaxy
I
Express
don't
999.
think I
That's right. That's right. Exactly. Yeah. No, you haven't. My wife actually was a big fan of Galaxy Express 999, which is a train that travels around the universe. And Captain Harlock, I think, was a spin-off of that. I think they're correct. But I like Captain Harlock. I didn't really learn about Galaxy Express until later. Like I said, that's something my wife liked when she was little. But I'm a
Hmm.
Captain Harlock fan, so I'm looking forward to it, dude. And he's still alive. He ain't dead yet.
It looks pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's like he's a heroic space pirate in a way. Yeah. But I hope so, man. This was happy news when I saw it. And I was like, all right, man, let's get more of that. He's got a cool ship, man. Look at the ship; it's badass. It's really cool. All right, moving on though. That's a bit of happiness there. So it continues? Go ahead, Eric. This is Eric's. Go ahead.
I can't see the shared screen for some reason. I just get a spinning wheel.
John Romita Jr. Okay, I'll read
I
it.
know what it is.
John
I
Romita
can't see
Jr.
it.
returns to Marvel. Legendary artist John Romita Jr. will rejoin Marvel starting this July. That's good news. Now, you actually had an opinion on this, Eric, so go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, so Romita went to DC in 2014 to work on Superman. Did an exclusive deal with them where he'd worked for Marvel for decades, and his art just took a nosedive after he got over there. I just think he wasn't in it. His heart wasn't in it. I think he just went over there for the money, and I think so many years now of drawing stuff without no heart in it, he wanted to come back to Marvel. Because I always liked his art, but when he started doing DC stuff, it just looked atrocious. I mean, he's got a different rendering style than most artists, but for the characters he did over at Marvel, it worked. Spider-Man, Hulk, all that stuff, it worked. Yeah, at DC, just Superman. It's not his style is not for Superman.
No, it's not, and I think having him back at I agree with you. Having him back in Marvel is better place for him. It fits more. Now it doesn't say at all. Well, I don't know if it says what he's going to be doing. Yeah, we know the
It did
Spider-Man.
not. What I read, it. Yeah. It didn't say
Doesn't
what he was
say
going to
what
be
he's
doing,
going to
but
go back.
stay tuned. Yeah,
Well, I mean, I imagine they're bringing it back for Spider-Man, right? I mean, that's
I'd
his
hope so.
thing,
Yeah.
right? And I think for that kind of putting Spider-Man in all kind of weird positions and twists and stuff is his thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think this is good news. It's definitely. Chat's still on about Captain Harlock, and I don't know how wonky it was, Zach. I mean, I thought it was fine. I enjoyed the CG movie. I understand it's a CG movie, but I didn't mind it at all. I enjoyed it. But Giara went downhill. Yeah, that's true. When he went over to DC. All right, well, let's see what he does when he comes back, though. So that's good news. All right, let's keep going here. Now, this is a different segment here. This is a segment talking about comic book movies and one in particular. So go ahead.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods cast Lucy Liu as Calypso. It's funny. I was actually looking at this earlier.
Yeah. Now.
Oh,
Okay. Don't mess with my flow. All right. Now, you guys know my opinion on Shazam. I thought it was very mediocre. Some people really enjoyed it, and whatever. I'm happy to see them try to do better with it. I like Lisa Leal, fine enough, and in particular because she looks just like my wife. So that's a good reason. But this actually, she doesn't have the makeup in here, so this isn't the best picture. This right here is normally what you see because she puts the black around her eye, makes it a little bit bigger. But like I said, for me, I'm a biased because she, like I said, she looks just like my wife. So I kind of like it. Anyway, but the thing I thought was funny was, I've read DC comics before. I've certainly read Superman stuff and Shazam, Captain Marvel stuff, et cetera, et cetera. I've never heard of Calypso with a K, although Marvel has one, right? And she's like Craven and Black Panther comic books. Calypso with a C. Has anyone ever heard of Calypso with a K for DC Comics? Anybody?
no.
I haven't.
Nope.
So I don't know. But anybody have any opinion on this? Nothing. All right,
No.
nothing. All right.
No,
I have very little hype for this movie, and it's a shame because I actually liked the first one. I know Chester didn't, but I did.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I just don't think there's any meat on that bone. I don't think you can just keep making Shazam. First of all, the name Shazam is stupid.
Yeah,
DC,
that's
for
the
God's
wizard's
sakes,
name.
give him a different name. For the love of
Yeah.
God. It's an acronym of his powers as well. I don't
Yeah.
understand, since everybody called in the movie was calling him Champion anyway, why he can't just be Champion. That's a great name for him. I don't care if there's another character named Champion. Nobody cares about that character. Get rid of that character and bring Captain Marvel, the real Captain Marvel, a name that doesn't sound like it's from a cereal box.
Well, yeah, but why can't we just call him Captain Marvel?
Well, because they can't. Literally, legally, they can't.
Damn Marvel.
Yeah, there's all kinds of strings with that. Hey, it looks like Calypso has no comic counterpart in DC at all, so it's a new character for the movie.
They made it for the movie. I
Interesting.
don't know why.
I liked the first movie. It was entertaining. It wasn't great. I mean, it wasn't blockbuster by any means, but it was okay.
Well, what irritated me about it was
I had no expectations though.
Well, that's fair, but the first half of the movie was fine. It had whatever it had. It's the second half of the movie that dropped the ball. I don't know that I've seen so many balls drop so badly. It just was an absolute idiot decision. Whoever made those decisions in the third act of that movie. Anyway. I don't care about that. But it does dampen my enthusiasm to see another one. Although because Lucy's in it, I will definitely see it without question, just because Lucy's in there. I don't know. You can go ahead and judge me all you want. But it looks like they're bringing the gods into it. Okay, that's fine. The gods are technically involved in the Captain Marvel story because it is magic based. All right, fine. Jiminy says John Romita Jr.'s artwork has been trashed since the 80s when he was drawing the X-Men. What saved him were his inkers who were able to make his work look palatable. Plus, Jr. Inquired his hand, injured his hand years ago, which further hurt this ability to draw well. Oh, that sucks, dude. Huh. I like the Iron Man and Daredevil runs, Bill says. I think in general people agree he was better with Marvel, though. So we'll see. We'll see. They can legally call him Captain Marvel. It just can't call the film by that name. Oh, that's interesting. But anyway, Lucy, pretty lady, pretty lady.
Yeah.
I actually think the better option, besides calling him Champion, because this is far more interesting to me, this ridiculous naming convention, is reboot him entirely, have everything basically be the same, but instead, since he's a little kid and in the Justice League, have them know that and figure it out, and have Wonder Woman and the Amazons train him, because he's magical, help train him how to fight and stuff, and just call him Captain Wonder, and move on with our lives.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea, actually. Although I don't know how many motherly instincts the Amazons have, though.
Well, they don't need to. They're training a warrior here.
Fair enough.
That's what he's supposed to
Yeah, but
make.
that was a lesbian joke,
teen over there on the
Thundero.
island. Ooh.
And
That's
then
true. That
have
is true.
Superman be his mentor, because that should always be the rule.
Yeah, that's
thing.
true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say one thing, Lucy. This makeup you got going on here is not the way to go. Just helping you out. Because the one advantage she does have over my wife, because they really look the same.
Whoa! Say that again. What?
Is the freckles? She's got the freckles. You should never ever hide your freckles, Lucy. Ever. They are
Or
so
her
cute.
eyebrows. What the
Well,
hell?
she's just not doing the makeup. My wife's exactly the same. They both have small eyes, and they need to put makeup on to kind of widen them, and they get this kind of sexy cute going on, right? But anyway, Lisa Lou. Okay, next, new comics. So I've been trying to do this every week, taking a look at new comics. I don't know, you guys don't seem very enthusiastic about it though. But I did notice something with Thor, because I haven't been reading Marvel stuff. Why is Thor all skinny and shit? And he is. If you look at the other books, he's all thin and what are they? He just escaped from jail. What's going on here with Thor? What are they doing? I probably shouldn't ask questions. Who's involved here? Donnie Cates. Do I like him, Eric?
No, you do not.
I don't. Let's see here. We got Matt Wilson and Joe Sabino. Okay, the art's fine. And a lot of variant covers and a lot of people I don't know. And CB Sobalski's got his name on it for some reason. I don't know why.
Like old man Thor?
I don't know what it is, dude. I haven't been reading Marvel at all.
As far as I'm concerned, even Thor in the comic books ended with the Ragnarok run, the latest one. That was awesome. Ever since then, he's just been terrible. They haven't done anything good with him in 20 years in comics. And yeah, I have no interest. They even literally turned him into a woman for a while. So
they did. Yeah, all right. Jeff, you're dead to me, sir. Let's see here. Guardians of the Galaxy, all right, fine. Batman, Rorschach, the Joker, Fantastic Four, Adam, the Spider Shadow, okay, whatever. Bounty Hunters, yeah, that should be great. I don't know, is anything jumping out to you here? Birthright, all right.
I like the name Birthright. The art looks like it was drawn by somebody who's 17 years old, but the name's cool.
Okay, yeah, all right, fine. Yeah. I don't know anything about this. Since the war against Terranos ended, Brennan has been missing. Where has Earth's mightiest mage been? And what failure haunts his every waking moment? Only 2 issues left. All right, well, there you go. Mm-hmm. I'm just seeing if anything kind of pops out to me. What? Oh, shoot, what?
I've already missed issues, so there's no sense in even getting it now.
Which one? Oh, Birthright? Yeah, no. You're 48 behind. Homesick Pilots. That's an interesting title. King in Black Namor. All right, fine. Mighty Morphin. We know that's doing well. Protector Valley Road.
Wait, King in Black is still going?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
my.
this I haven't heard of here. Protector Valley Road. August.
Proctor.
Right. What did you say?
You said Protector. It's Proctor Valley Road.
I'm trying to help him out, Thundero. You don't use that word proctor. Disappearance of missing boy. Okay, it's a cop drama. All right, and some supernatural evil. Fine, fine, fine. Why do you keep going back to the top? All right. Let's see here. Lock and Key used to be good. I haven't read it in quite a while. I didn't even know they were still making them, but that used to be great. This Carmen thing people were talking about. Iron Fist. Heart of the Dragon #4. I don't even want to talk about it because that would hurt my feelings. I think Sweet Tooth. I enjoyed Sweet Tooth. Black Hammer. I like the original Black Hammer. I'll have to check it out. Usagi Yojimbo, of course, number 18. What are you talking about? 118, 208, 318 maybe. Power Pack. Ooh, they brought Power Pack. Did you guys know that? Number
I've
Power
heard
Pack.
something about that, but I haven't checked it out.
Who's writing? Ryan North. Do I like Ryan North, Eric?
I don't even know who that is.
All right.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
Maybe you do.
Maybe I do.
I've noticed a lot of their. That's the second artist who doesn't have a headshot on their website.
Yep.
What's that about?
He's European.
So he's cheap. Got
Yeah. I was trying to be nice.
Yeah. That wasn't.
I know. Batman and Scooby-Doo mystery. That could be fun. Young Hellboy.
Why?
Whatever. Serial looks like a young girl getting revenge on the rapey men. Good. I don't know. You got anything popping out to you guys here?
Well, I will tell you, just down from next to My Little Pony, the picture of everything else.
Uh-huh.
No, do not get it. It sucked. I bought the first 2 issues. Bad.
All right, there you go. Straight from Eric.
I am going to pick up this week Jules Verne's Lighthouse #1 by Image. I want to check that out.
Yeah, no, I was looking at that too. That might be interesting. Yeah, and Grendel definitely. I want to check that out.
Yeah.
That one's jumping out at me big time. I don't know why he kind of looks like Venom and Carnage, but
it's strange. Grendel is quite lithe and wiry. It's kind of the appeal of the character. I don't know what's going on with this, but I'll check it out simply because I liked Grendel back in the day. And Lighthouse looks good as well. Chariot, I don't know this one. You guys help me out if you see anything here. He's a P.
The Girl Who Electrified Tesla.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it looks interesting. Nice cover there.
Where?
It's a Doctor Who under Red Sonja.
Oh, he's looking at the page himself. Sneaky boy.
Oh,
right there,
here it is. Yeah.
There it is.
The
Yeah.
girl that electrified Tesla. Are we? But here's the thing: is it?
Just curious.
Well, is it a story where a woman gave everything to Tesla and he didn't do nothing? Private investigator Mickey Woodcock becomes involved in an investigation of Maverick Genius and a discovery of horrifying conspiracies involving corrupt politicians and Nazis. Oh, that might be interesting, actually. But the problem with that is Tesla was a legendary introvert. Never got married. Probably, maybe even never had female relations. He was just a genius of the alien variety. So a woman in his life would be odd. But the cover is badass, though. I'm ain't hating on it.
Man,
the only thing I'll
stuff
say
I look
about
for nowadays.
Yeah.
The cover there is, for some reason, this lady has gigantic feet.
She does. Are you hating on gigantic feet, French women?
You would notice the feet.
Women, yeah, I am. Yeah, I mean they're like size 14 women's shoe right there. Those are huge.
Yeah, Bill is telling me it's another Grendel. Well, I'll check it out though, just because I did enjoy Grendel, but that look is not a good look. The old Grendel was cool. Tesla was a virgin. I'm pretty sure he was. He's just a very his mind. A lot. We throw the word genius around a lot. But he was an actual one of them. Unlike other people who keep getting that title, like the comic book versions, they got to keep an eye on Einstein. I mean, he had some ideas; they've all been disproven now. But the reason why you know the name Einstein so much is not because of what he did. It's because he was a Jew escaping Germany, and he was a propaganda piece during the war against the Germans. That's why you know him so well. They kept propping him up and showing him, the Jewy goodness.
Was he a cookie? What's going on?
Oh my God, Chester.
Trying to help you out, man. Doctor Who, no, thank you. Game of Thrones, Clash of Kings. Mike's still doing those covers, I would assume.
That's
doing
Mike's
those
art.
books. Yeah. We got Man, Goat, and the Bunny Man. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, interesting. There was a last week. My comic shop didn't have it, but from Xenoscope 2, they had a quarterly horror book that comes out, and it was about H.H. Holmes. I was really disappointed they didn't have it. I wanted to read that one.
There's a Hotline Miami comic, and I'm just now hearing about this.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Scroll down there a little bit. It's right there on the end.
Hotline Miami. Rabbits.
Interesting. Did you ever play Hotline Miami, Chester?
No,
the game?
I did not. No.
It's a very interesting game. I think you'd like it. It's hard, but I think you'd like it.
I like the games to be challenging. Vampirus Carmilla. That's a Valio cover, by the way. That is definitely. Is that Boris or his wife?
Which one? Oh, ooh.
It doesn't
Not
say.
sure.
That I think is Boris. I don't think that's Julie.
Frazetta.
Is it Frazetta? Okay, yeah, Frazetta. They're all coming out. Well, they're copying Frazetta, to be fair, but they did it really well. Einstein had a publicist. Well, he had an entire government bureau behind him, actually, Bill.
You're not skipping Cat Shit 1, are you?
Cat Shit 1? Yeah, I like the...
Right next to...
Where is it?
It's right next to the Vampirus.
Oh, I got to go down to it. Cat Shit 1. Well, no, I don't see it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Well, no. Catch
Look in the bottom row.
I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Well, isn't that the take on the YouTube channel that was putting out those little CG shorts?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's where it's coming from. But there's a few indie things in here.
Look at the end there. Look at that end there, right there on the end.
I'll get to it in a second here. Let's see. Perky Rats and yeah, it is. It's the it's taking off of the YouTube thing, I think. Oh, that's cool. Let me go back here and go to the end, asking me here.
And that is really annoying that it goes all the way back.
I know.
Yeah. And Minions.
No, go up.
Oh, not Minions.
Oh, White Lily. Hey,
White Lily.
Preston. Good on you, man. Super Babes, starring FemForce. Okay. But
see, now, if that would have came out 10 years ago, I would think it was pure satire. Now, it's probably taking itself relatively seriously.
Maybe, yeah. But good on Preston for getting on the list, man. Good for him. But Preston's smarter than these other idiots, though, in that way. He knows how to advertise himself and put himself in the right place and sell it the way you're supposed to. Him and who was the other guy there? He loves to stir shit, but I actually think he's kind of fun. It came out of the Vox Day thing.
John
Delarose, yeah, John. He's
yeah.
another person who knows how to do the business, right? So, and that's kind of important. But anyway, all right. There's a few indie stuff in there that looks interesting, and I think the reason I like to do this, even though it doesn't seem to be the most interesting thing, is simply because we can't let them win. We have to keep reading comics. We have to. I know my reading is much reduced, but I will not stop reading comics. I don't care. I'm not going to let them win and drive me out of my hobby. They can go to hell. You know what I mean?
Anyway. That's why I've been picking up
Stubborn.
indie books left.
What was that, Thunder?
I said you're stubborn.
I am stubborn.
Mhm.
Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way I look at it is life's too short to be miserable, and if this makes you miserable now, don't bother.
It also might help a little bit that my ego is at such a level that I don't even recognize the other humans around me. It could be that. Anyway, here's another article from Eric. Marvel Comics announces new Moon Knight series launching this summer. What is this? What's going on with this, dude?
I'm not sure. I know it's got the artist from the Power Rangers, which
Yeah.
everybody seems to
Yeah,
like, and
it
it's
is good
leading
looking.
out of the crossover that Moon Knight was in with the Avengers, which unfortunately I didn't read, but some of it looked kind of interesting. I just didn't pick it up. I was going to wait for the trade paperback.
Well, I didn't like some of the things they were doing Moon Knight, but although I understood
Didn't
why
he
they
end
were
up with the
doing it,
Phoenix Force?
I don't know. I just
I
because
think
they
he
keep
did.
doing it.
Yeah, I think he ended up with the Phoenix Force or something.
There you go.
So I have
This
hopes.
shit is nothing but fan fiction anymore, folks. This is
It is,
ridiculous.
right? Yeah.
I have hopes that the new series will be good because I've always liked Moon Knight. Chester's has always liked Moon Knight. If
Oh, yeah,
Skinny's
big
in the chat still, he loves Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jed McKay.
oh, I'm literally crying. That's so hilariously stupid.
It is stupid. But who's Jed McKay? Anybody? The writer here.
Not familiar with me.
Never heard of him.
Cappuccino here. I've heard of him, the artist. So and he did a good
Cappuccio.
artist. Cappuccino.
He is good. He is
Yeah.
good.
I don't know this Jed McKay, but I do love Moon Knight. Let me read the little tag here. So, the mysterious Moon Knight has opened his midnight mission. His people petitioned for protection from the weird and horrible. Protection is offered by Moon Knight, who stalks the rooftops and alleys marked with his crescent move tag, bringing violence to any who would harm his people. Mark Spector, in whichever guise he dons, is back on the streets, a renegade priest of an unworthy god. But while Khonshuth languishes in a prison that Moon Knight put him in, the white-cowled hero must still observe his duty, protecting those who travel at night. And let it be known, Moon Knight will keep the faith. So he's not crazy anymore, I guess? If he was able to put Khonshuth out of him, his split personality would be cured, right?
I would think so, yeah.
Listen, he had the Phoenix Force, so there's no rules anymore.
That's fair enough. Oh, Tom Brevoort contacted me to work on the new Moon Knight series. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I do love me some Moon Knight. I actually have always enjoyed Moon Knight more than Batman. And I know sacrilege. How dare you, Chester? Stakes fire. But the thing is, he is Batman. I get that. But he's a cooler Batman, in my opinion, because Batman, the whole thing with Batman, and one thing that Ben Affleck wanted to do that he was correct about was making Batman more brutal. He doesn't kill, but he'll break your damn bones. But the comic book always gets away from that, and they make him too Boy Scouty. That's Superman's job, dude. Moon Knight is nothing like that. He will bring you to the death's door. He will tear you apart and maim you for life. And that for me was much cooler. I like Moon Knight. He don't play games, dude. He don't.
I
play
also
games.
like the madness angle, and I like the Egyptian god angle. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
It's just cool. The Egyptian mythologies are awesome,
They
and they're
are.
not explored enough, especially in comics. I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a
Usually
nice take.
Asgard or something like that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they usually use Asgard or the Far
The
East
Greeks.
or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Greeks or the Romans, but the Egyptian pantheon is awesome and insane
Yeah.
and awesome again. In
Well,
fact,
I
it's
hope.
great.
Well, I hope in this one it's back to him with his moon powers, because when when the moon is more full, he gets stronger and stronger. I prefer that. I like the little supernatural touch. It makes him once again a little bit distinguished from Batman. His insanity problems makes him a little distinguished from Batman. It's I just always preferred Moon Knight, and I'll check it out. I did check out the last series. I stopped, but I didn't because I didn't like it. What they made him a mob
I didn't
boss.
finish. If it's the one I'm thinking of, was that when he was in the nut house?
No, last one I read was he was a mob boss basically.
Oh, I think I read the one after that where he was in like an insane asylum.
As he should be.
That one was good. It looks like when he got the Phoenix Force, he might have killed Khonshu.
Well, it says here he put him in a prison, but we'll check it out. I'm definitely going to check it out. I do like me some Moon Knight. I guess I got to catch up.
Probably coming out because of the series.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'd imagine. Yeah, I'm really worried what they're going to do with that. When they came out with a series that I was actually looking forward to. I know it's a CW, so I shouldn't have had any expectation. I should have had negative expectations. But it was Cloak and Dagger. I always enjoy Cloak and Dagger, but boy, did they screw that shit up.
Oh yeah, that was
Holy
rough.
cow, dude.
I'm not looking forward to a Moon Knight series. I like Moon Knight too. I'm not as big of a fan as you guys are, but I've always liked the character, especially the design. I don't know, something about the white, and he's always in dark backdrops because he's Moon Knight and night, and it pleases my eye. It draws my attention, and I like the way it looks.
Yeah,
and that is very important in a comic book character. You have to get that, with your eye, with the attention. And Moon Knight does that. Just his figure does that.
He's got to be
for
a black
me anyway.
guy, though. I'm sure. Yeah.
He's Oscar Isaac.
Don't worry. They'll put him in. He's playing Moon Knight too.
Yeah.
Good Lord, this dude.
Oscar Isaac. Who is that? Help me out.
Look him up, Justin.
All right. Is Chester going to be pleased? All right, here we go.
I don't think so.
Oscar Isaacs. Good Jewish name. All right. This fucker. Why do they keep... This guy is boring as hell. Why?
Yeah, I agree. I always get him and Mandalorian confused. I don't remember what's Mandalorian's name. I don't know. I always get those
Pedro
two confused.
Pascal.
Yeah, for some reason my brain cannot tell the difference between those two.
Well, Pedro's an absolute dickhead, but he can act a bit, dude. This guy is not a good actor, and I'm pretty sure, like 99.999%, that he is of the flaming variety. Which I guess doesn't really matter. But I just you're playing Moon Knight.
Wait, so they're gonna make Moon Knight a gay, insane person?
I got a gay dude playing him. What do you want, dude?
Now I have seen him in a movie other than Star Wars and other than X-Men Apocalypse, where he was decent when he wasn't in any of those two. He did play a decent character.
Well,
but I mean, his Apocalypse he sucked, and his Dameron, I mean, it's tolerable, but he's not a great actor.
Well, maybe this is an opportunity for him to shine to the mainstream because to play Mark Spector, you need to have some acting chops. You really do.
Yeah.
He's also in the new Dune movie. Plays a main role. I can't remember which role.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the dude's all over. Him and Mandalorian are all over the place. Roles are just getting thrown at him.
Yeah, he's playing Duke Leto Atreides.
Yeah.
Which
he's playing Solid Snake too.
No, he's not. Mandalorian is.
That's right, Skinny.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think he's married to Lucy Liu. It's lies. She's married to a very rich billionaire banker. She's smarter than you dare.
I think I'm just going to refer to him as Mandalorian from now on. That's a much better name than the nonsense he has. So he's Mandalorian. That'll be his official title going forward for Pedro. Because I'll never remember his name. I don't know why. My brain's just like, nah.
He's not a bad actor, actually. But Elrod, 100% true, dude. Cloak and Dagger was so bad, Disney and Marvel didn't even claim it, and nor should they. The thing, and what a missed opportunity, because Cloak and Dagger is actually one of the darkest Marvel-connected series they had. And Marvel got pretty dark. I mean, X-Men got pretty dark sometimes, right? Cloak and Dagger was deep and ugly, dude. That was the great thing about it. I mean, it was 80s. '80s dark, I guess, but it was still the whole premise of it. It's like Nightmare on Elm Street. They don't talk about it very much. It's implied, but one thing people seem to forget is Freddy was a pedophile rapist,
Yeah,
right? That's why the
yeah.
parents killed him. They don't talk about it much, but it's understood, and it makes the character darker. The Cloak and Dagger is the exact same situation. You're dealing with teenage drug use, child prostitution, all kinds of very dark things that these two kids escaped from. And what an opportunity you had to tell a very intriguing, dark story about triumph over extreme hardship, right? What a
Mm.
great opportunity. And you just threw it away and made it a CW teeny bopper drama where they're high schooly kids that get power. What these kids were on
Yeah.
the street, picked up. Oh my, anyway, I'm not going to get into it, but if you ever read
Don't
Cloak
get
and
into it.
Dagger, well, you
Don't
know
do
what
it.
I'm talking about, right? What a great story it could have been, man. I mean, why
Here's what I hope for the Moon Knight thing, though. Going back to the Moon Knight thing, I hope it's good. Moon Knight is a really cool character. He's a very niche character, and only comic nerds actually even know anything about him. But he's a really good character. So if this goes over well, it could be a renaissance for that character, whatever you want to call it. It could be what pushes him into a higher tier
it could be
as far as a comic character. So I hope it is good, just because I really like the character. I'd like to see him become a bigger franchise so that we could get more Moon Knight.
Yeah,
That would be
but
good.
are they going to do it cool, or are they going to do something like Legion? Which I didn't mind Legion. I didn't mind that TV series. I thought that was fun. But I mean, how are they going to portray it? Because you have to do it correctly. I don't. I hope it's good too. I do hope it's good.
Well, the other
But
thing is there's this big push to normalize, not normalize, but to destigmatize mental illness, to at least so people don't treat mentally ill people as poorly as has happened in the past.
oh my god, dude! Oh my god, that's a deep
Moon
conversation.
Knight is perfect for that. Perfect to be the front of that because of the character that he is. He's an insane superhero, for crying out loud. That's awesome. That's an awesome. They could do something really cool with that, but we're probably not going to get that. I mean, I'm being very hopeful right now, Chester. Somebody stop me, because I know they're just
Shouldn't
going
do
to that balloon and just
Shouldn't
pop
do
that
it.
sucker real quick.
But
you can't go into any of these with any expectations.
no, that's unfortunate, but you can't.
It's true.
You're never disappointed.
But it brings me to the overall topic of that we've been on here, the Moon Knight and the Cloak and Dagger. Why do they seem these days so afraid to make villains evil? I mean, truly evil. I mean, showing evil isn't the problem, because good is overcoming the evil. That's the whole point, right?
Mhm.
And they just don't want it. They don't touch it. They don't want to get into the evil. Matter of fact, they seem more interested in making the villains understandable and good guys. It's a
Yep.
it's a
Sympathy for
strange
the devil.
concept, dude. Yeah. Let me see.
I don't know why. I wish I had an answer for that question, but I would love to make villains great again.
Yeah.
Make them villains again. Make
Yeah.
us hate them. We shouldn't like a villain. Now we can like them in the context of
Yeah,
it's
that's right,
fake.
right.
It's not real. But we shouldn't, when we're reading it, if we're immersed in the story, we should hate this son of a bitch, right? He's the villain. He's the bad guy. We shouldn't want to see him succeed. We should want to see him get stomped out by the good guy.
Yeah.
So if that's not the case when you're watching it or reading it, then it's wrong. I don't care how good of a character you've made. I don't care about your characterization. I don't care about none of that. If that villain isn't the villain of the story, you have done poorly at your job.
You screwed it up. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, anyway, let's end the. I'm kind of past time, but let's end the show real quick here by looking at this Bleeding Fool page. We got and we got an article here talking about conventions and stuff coming back. Cool. Manga is still dominating and growing, which good on them. If the traditional founders of comic books can't get it done, well then someone else will. And I hope this also brings in more European stuff, because the European stuff is really good as well. Of course, this nonsense with Ta-Nehisi Coates, which he's an idiot. He's a racist. Moon Knight, which we just talked about. Tidal Wave promotes Michelle Obama and Jill Biden's comics. Ignore Melania. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Of course, the thing with the Red Skull and Jordan Peterson being mocked by Coates. DC Comics cramming more identity polish in the comics. Of course they are. Comic artists using Me Too label for noble purposes. Oh, of course they are. Yeah, of course they are.
I have a little bit of something I found. I didn't get a chance to share it before we came in here,
Mhm.
but apparently about a little while ago, one of the Action Comics #1, an actual original issue of it,
Ooh, nice.
sold in an auction for $3.25 million.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. I
just think that's it. I think that's awesome.
It is awesome. It's a bit unrealistic, but hey, what people do with their money is their business, I guess. But that is pretty cool. $3.2 million for Superman throwing a car full of villains. Nice. But anyway, anything else, Thundero?
Nope.
No?
Nothing from me. That's all I got.
Eric?
No, let's let you get to work.
All right, then. Well, thank you all very, very much. It was a good, fun, long conversation, but a fun one. We did cover a lot of ground, which is always good. And we got to talk about everything from idiots to Me Too, and not taking responsibility for one's actions. It's good. It's always good moral endeavor. But nevertheless, we will see you tomorrow if you're interested in the D&D thing. We are continuing our adventures with Tyranny of Dragons, number 35, I think. And of course, we're going to be drawing this this Thursday. What's the topic this Thursday, Eric?
Oh, something I'd never heard of, I think. Hold on.
He's checking.
Let me go look at the schedule. It's haven't updated it yet. What was it? It was something. It's more anime, wasn't it?
I forget. Basically, what they're doing now is everyone submitted ideas. They put it on a sheet, and they're rolling dice to determine what's next. Yeah.
We do have a Rob Liefeld night coming up sometime, but not this week.
On that note, later.
Bye.